let us start this training session on Oracle Financials. So we are supposed to cover 3 modules in this training session: iExpenses, iProcurement, and Oracle Approval Management, which is Oracle AME. So today is going to be the first class of this training session. So it's going to be all a kind of overview session in which we will try to understand the the basic points which we are going to cover in this course, then the overview of these 3 modules, the advantages of these modules, and also the product features. Okay, so this is the agenda of this training. So what we are going to do is, as I told you, we'll start with the course introduction first, and then we will cover the the salient points of all these modules, the advantages and the features, and then we will finally wrap up the session with a question answer session. So what I'm going to do is, let me share the syllabus which we intend to cover in this training session. So this is the schedule, which we intend to, have in this training session. It's going to be a session of 12 days, 2 hours per day, which will make it 24 man hours. And we intend to cover these 3 modules: iExpenses, iProcurement, and AME. Right. So we will start the training, with the iExpense module. Like the next in the next class we will take up this iExpense module, and today's class is going to be all overview session of these 3 modules. Right. So if I go to the iExpense worksheet, I will be able to see the details of the points which I intend to cover in this training session. So we'll start with the domain details of iExpenses. We'll then move on to the other, base application requirement for Oracle Internet Expenses. And then, we will touch base with both the setups as well as the transactions which we do in the iExpense module, right? And same is the case with iProc and AME also. Like in all these 3 modules, we are going to have an initial overview session, and then we will touch base with the setup activity, and then we will wrap up the module by seeing the transactions. Let's start the PPT. So today, since it's the introductory session, we are going to cover these 3 modules primarily using this PPT. And wherever it is required, I will go to the application also, just to give you a touch and feel of the application. Let's start the presentation with overview of iExpenses. So as we can see on the screen, this iExpense module is actually a part of Oracle Travel and Expense Management Solution. Okay, so the benefit of this iExpense module is, it can be used to streamline and automate the travel spend management of any corporate. And the biggest benefit of it is it can be used to establish a policy-driven controls for the expense reimbursement. Okay. So, if at all in any corporate we have got, expense related policies to, different set of expenses like, the vehicle allowance, the per day allowance, the local conveyance allowance and all. So, those policy driven controls can be directly implemented using this iExpense module, right? And this iExpense module can also be used to give us a seamless and comprehensive business solution. Okay. Now these 2 words are very important: seamless and comprehensive. So seamless means that this iExpense module is seamlessly integrated with many other modules of EBS like Oracle Payables, Oracle Approval Management Engine, Oracle Projects, and all, right? And it is a comprehensive business solution because every feature which we will expect in a world-class travel and expense management solution to have is available in this iExpense module. Okay, so this module can really help us in managing the travel related expenses, which a research says is the second largest category of the spend which is normally done in any corporate, right? Go to the next slide. Now let us see what are the advantages of using this iExpense solution. So the first advantage of using this iExpense solution is that it can be used to streamline the expense processing, and it can be used to reduce the cost associated with the expense processing. Okay, so what this iExpense module does is it provides the corporate with a very effective tool to manage the travel and expense management process of that company. Okay, so this iExpense can provide the users different sort of personalizable user preferences. It provides versatile data entry methods, right? Like in the later slides, and perhaps when we go to the application, you will find that in this iExpense module, the employees can enter their expense statement using multiple modes. Like they can enter application, they can enter it offline in a disconnected mode using web ADI and all. We even have an option of entering the expense statement using our mobile, right? So all these options will ensure that the organization will get an accurate and timely information on how and where the travel related expenses is spent. Okay, so this is the first advantage. Now let me move to the next slide. The second advantage of using iExpense solution is it can be used to really simplify the expense reporting of any corporate, and it can be used to increase the compliances. Okay, so in the later slides we will find that the features which are available in this iExpense module makes it a complete solution for global expense management. Okay, so the benefit of using this iExpense module is it can be used to not only ensure that the data entry process of this expense entry becomes simplified for the employees, but at the same time it also ensures that all the detailed expense related informations which are normally needed by the finance managers of any company are also captured. Okay, so what it does is while it still captures the actionable data to ensure that effective cost management of travel related expenses happen, at the same time it also ensures that all the administrative headaches associated with this process is reduced. Okay, then we have got some credit card pre-population functionality in this iExpense, which ensures that if at all the vendor needs to be paid using any sort of credit card, then that credit card informations can be automatically populated as and when the employee is doing the expense entry. Okay, so this automatic credit card pre-population not only reduces the administrative time. Okay, because if this pre-population doesn't happen, then somebody needs to punch in that credit card data manually, right? So that administrative time involved is reduced, and then it also ensures that the data accuracy is increased and the opportunities for fraud are also reduced. Okay, and since this using this credit card pre-population, we are ensuring that credit card related information is automatically populated as and when we do the expense entry. So this ensures that we will get the maximum amount of incentives and rebates from the card supplier, which can also result in a significant cost saving for the corporate, right? Then the next benefit of this iExpense is this module can really simplify the way the expense related informations are entered in the application, and at the same time it can also be used to increase the compliances. Okay, so there are different modes using which an employee may enter their expense related information in the application, right? Like if we talk about Oracle Fusion Expenses, then we have an iPhone application in that. So using that iPhone application, employee, can directly enter their expense related information from their iPhone. So this will ensure that as and when they incur the expense, they can directly enter that expense at that point of time itself, right? Then we can see that the expenses can also be entered you know uh, by scanning the receipt images, or it can even be entered automatically from any sort of calendar entry which we might have done, right? Then another advantage of this expense reporting is the expenses can be entered in both connected as well as offline mode. Okay, so the meaning of offline mode is you know this iExpense module can give us a template, you know uh, which can be just downloaded across by the employee, and while they are connected to the internet, they can just download that iExpense template into their local laptop or desktop. Okay, and then as and when they incur the expenses, they can enter the information in that template. It will be some spreadsheet based template. Okay, so when they enter the expense related information in that template, they need not be online at that point of time. Okay, so they can keep on entering the expense related information in a disconnected mode, and as soon as they wish to upload that expense statement into the iExpense portal, they can just connect to the application, and there will be an upload option in that spreadsheet, right? And when they click the upload button, then the application will do all the verifications of the fact, like I mean, if all the validations are being passed by the application or not, right? And then because of all these automations, the organization can expect more timely expense report, because because of the fact that since the application reporting process has been so simplified, hence everybody are able to enter the expense report, right? Anybody having any doubt? If anybody has any doubt, they can just put the question on the chat. Okay, so let me continue. Right. So we were talking about the fact how the expense reporting can be simplified using iExpense, right? And another advantage of using this iExpense module is since the expense related informations are captured at the minutest of level, because of the itemization of hotel bills, etc. So this ensures that the organization is provided with granular data for deeper spend analysis, right? Then going forward, the next advantage of using this iExpense module is because of the flexible audit tools which we have in the iExpense module, the expenses can be really controlled. Okay, so the the benefit of using iExpenses, the process owners, owners who design the expense management process of the company, they can shift their approach from a reactive one to a proactive one. Okay, so the reason they can shift their approach is because this iExpense module is able to provide those process owners with multi-dimensional view of the travel and entertainment expense, which is the expense which is being captured by the iExpense, right? So there can be multiple dimensions based on which these expenses may be viewed. Like it can be viewed either by expense category, or by management hierarchy, or by policy violation types. Okay, so because of the fact that the expense related information can be viewed at multiple dimensions, the analysis of that data can be better, and as a result of better analysis, the process owners can design better policies which will ensure that all the expenses are controlled proactively. Okay. And then this iExpense has got inbuilt integration with one very good reporting tool of EBS, Oracle Financial Intelligence. Okay. So because of this fact, Oracle Financial Intelligence can, pull the data being captured in the iExpense module, and it can offer immediate and detailed visibility of the top spenders within the organization, right? And then we also have this drill down capability in the iExpense module, using which we can drill down from summary level information to the detailed information, like the details of the expense receipt which has formed that summary information, or details of the expense policy violations. So in the next screen, what I've done is I have just put a screenshot of the audit rule, which we define in the application. Okay. So, in the iExpense module, we also have got a separate responsibility for the auditor who are going to audit our iExpense, data. Okay. So we can define very flexible audit rules according to requirement of the corporate, right? Like, you can see on your screen that we have got so many options. Like, if you want to randomly audit a certain percentage of expense reports which we create in our company, then we have that option, right? And apart from that, we have other options also, like auditing all the expense reports which are greater than a specified amount, or the audit reports with which has some sort of policy violation and all, right? Going forward, using this iExpense module, we can also control the expenses with flexible audit tools. Okay. Because in the iExpense module, we have got certain tools which can be used to detect the submission of duplicate expense reports. Okay. So the duplicate expense reports are prevented from being entered in the application. Hence, uh, the cost which the organization incurs is automatically reduced, because the multiple reimbursements which happens against that duplicate expense reports are already, are reduced. And as a result of this, the organization can easily identify any sort of fraudulent activity which may be going on within the company. Okay. And another benefit of this iExpense module is it has got an inbuilt and seamless integration with Oracle Approval Management Engine, Oracle AME, which is also within the scope of this training. Okay. So using this Oracle AME, we can define very, very flexible approval rules according to requirement of the company, right? So that the expenses which are being incurred, the accounting of those expenses, and any sort of project allocation which we might have done in that expense, they can be easily approved. Okay. And lastly, the iExpense module can also be used to improve the employee productivity. Okay. Because this iExpense has got a lot of facilities, which reduces the time which the employee normally takes to enter the expense report. Okay. Like, we have already seen the concept of offline mode of data entry. Okay, so apart from that offline mode, we have other facilities also, like we have the concept of expense templates and user preference. So both these concepts, expense templates and user preference, they will pre-populate the important data entry fields. When the employee is doing the expense entry, and as a result of that pre-population, the time which the employee takes to create the expense report will be automatically reduced. Okay. Then this iExpense also offers strong support for digital receipt management. Okay. So if at all, the employee is, just having the soft copy of the expense bill. Okay. So, that soft copy can also be incorporated into the iExpense module, right? Then another functionality in this iExpense module is the functionality of delegating the authority to enter the iExpense report to somebody else. Okay. So, if at all, an employee is going on a vacation, and that employee can be a manager also. So if that employee wants to delegate the approval authority to another person for a specified time duration, or even if he wants to do it indefinitely, then that can be easily done in this iExpense module. Okay. And I mean, they can not only authorize others to do the approval for them, rather they can also authorize other to do the expense entries on their behalf. Okay. And obviously, the last point is the users can get the real-time information on the status of any sort of expense reports which they might have submitted using the iExpense portal by navigating to the concerned responsibility. Is anybody having any question? Let us continue. So, I'm sorry, actually the last feature is operate globally, or this improve employee productivity. So this iExpense can be used for a truly global organization because it supports the international business needs of any for any organization by supporting multiple expense and reimbursement currencies, multiple languages and multiple character sets. Okay. And uh, you know this iExpense module has got inbuilt integration with the EBT module, the e-business tax module of Oracle, which can be used to manage the statutory tax related information of any company. Okay. And it can also be used to provide extensive support for shared service centers, right? So now what we are going to do is let us go to the application and see few of the pages of iExpenses. This is one vision instance. So in the vision instance, we have added one responsibility for iExpenses. This is that responsibility, iExpenses. So I will go to the home page of this responsibility. Some time to open up. And of course, uh, the persons who enroll for this training course, they will get access to one vision instance wherein they can practice you know, the all the points which will be taught to them during the course of the training, and the access will remain after a few a few days once the training gets over as well, right? So you will be having your own personal login. So I mean in that instance, this one has expired. Let's open the page of this page in another window. There is some problem with this instance. Okay, let us continue with the PPT itself. What we are going to do now is go to the next point, which talks about the key features of the iExpenses. These are some of the key features of the iExpense module. Like it provides the functionality of mobile expense entry and approval. Okay. Then this iExpense module also has got an inbuilt integration with barcode. Okay. Then as we discussed earlier, also electronic image attachments can also be done in this iExpense. Then this iExpense can also be used for managing the cash advance process. Like if at all the employee has received any cash advance from their accounts department, before they were going on the travel, so that the entire cycle of that cash advance can be mapped in the iExpense module, right? And then as and when the employee does their expense entry, they can also do the allocation of that expense into multiple projects. Like if at all one employee is has undertaken one travel to cover work related to multiple projects, so they can enter the expense allocation for the respective projects as and when they do the expense entry, right? Then we have got a very strong audit management capability in the iExpense module, right? Then as far as the per diem and auto mileage is concerned, we have got global support of that, right? Then we also have got one help desk facility in this iExpense. So that help desk is an integrated help desk integrated with the iExpense module, right? And it has got support for entertainment and fringe benefit related compliances, receipt itemization and allocation splitting, right? Then we can do approval routing by cost centers or projects. Okay, so of course the approval routing can be very flexible in this iExpense module because as we discussed earlier, this iExpense module has got inbuilt integration with Oracle AME. Okay, so using Oracle AME, we can design very flexible approval rules, right? Then other features include the capability to detect duplicate expense report, right? And then enhanced receipt management with imaging support, right? This is about the iExpense module. Fortunately, we could not see this the application. Now what we will do is we start with the overview of the next module, which is iProcurement. Okay. This iProcurement module is actually a part of one suite of products of Oracle called as Oracle Advanced Procurement. Okay, so this Oracle Advanced Procurement solution comprises of multiple modules like iSupplier, Oracle Sourcing, right? Oracle Procurement Contracts. Okay, so all these are a part of Oracle Advanced Procurement Suite. Okay, which is an integrated suite which has been designed to dramatically cut all the supply management cost. Okay, so as you might be knowing that apart from this advanced procurement suite, we also have the basic purchasing solution of Oracle, which is known by the name of Oracle Purchasing, right? So this Oracle iProcurement is actually a self-service application. It's self-service because in this application, the end users can create the purchase requisition on their own. Okay, so traditionally within any company, the purchase requisitions are normally created by the purchase department. Okay, but in this case, the end user can create the requisition on their own using this iProc application. Okay, so this controls the entire employee related purchase process, right? And going forward, let us see the advantages of this iProc module. So the first advantage of this is it can be used to streamline the buying process, and it can be used to enforce the policy and slash the cost. Okay, so in this iProc module, as I told you, the end users can do the shopping on their own using this self-service application. Okay, so the users can create, manage, and track their own the orders of the goods which they want in an intuitive web interface, and at the same time, the purchase department also continue to have the control over the purchase process. Okay, because what will happen in this iProc module is the end users will create the requisition, and then the requisition conversion into a purchase order, that needs to be done by the purchase department itself. Okay, so the purchase department will continue to remain the central control, even though the access to create the requisitions has been given to the end users. Okay, so because of this fact that the end users are able to create the purchase requisition on their own, and as we will see in the later classes, they can do the receiving also on their own. Okay, so because of all these facts, the time of the procurement professionals are saved a lot, and because of that, their time being saved, they can focus on more productive tasks like uh, creating better relationships with the supplier, and doing some sort of strategic sourcing. Okay, so this self-service ordering process, iProc, this eliminates the error-prone paper process, which is normally there in any traditional purchasing department, and it also improves the productivity and control. Right. So this is the iProc home page. What we can do is, even though we do not have the access to the instance, but we can do is, let me see whether I can show you the iProc user interface using some UPK. What we are going to do now is we will see some screens of Oracle iProc in this UPK, which is also a product of Oracle. It stands for User Productivity Kit. What we're going to do is we will see how an end user can search for the products which they intend to buy in the iProc module. That we will be able to see the iProc interface also. Why? The iProc responsibility, the home page. The home page, the user will just put their search criteria. Say that user wants to shop a motherboard. User will enter motherboard, and they will say all the different categories of motherboards which have been added in the catalog of this iProc will show up. If at all they want to finalize one of the motherboards, they will click on the concerned link. When they will click on the concerned link, the details about that item which has been stored in the catalog, like in this case, the details are like the name of the supplier site, uh, other technical information about this item. Right. This is how the iProc end user can do the search of items within an iProc. Now let us say that the user wants to compare multiple items before finalizing any item. Like this functionality is available in other types of web stores also, right? Like if at all want to compare 6 7 different items based on their features, then you are normally given the option to compare between items. Let's see whether, I mean, how we can do that in this iProc module. So I'm showing you all these screens to just give you a overview or a feel of the iProc application. Again, see this, we will go the iProc responsibility. Again, the user will go to the iProc homepage and they will search the concerned item. So let us say that the concerned item is again motherboard in this case. User will search for motherboard. So system returns details of all the motherboards which are presently there in the catalog. But all the user intend to add the items to the comparison chart, then they need to click on the add to compare option. User has added the first item and the third item. On compare, you can see that the attributes of these two items, those attributes are presented in a tabular format, and can get a side by side comparison of these two items with respect to these attributes. Then next, let us see how the user can add the item which they have finalized to the shopping cart. Then we will go to the iProc responsibility. User will search for the item which they intend to procure. The item is motherboard in this case. User will enter motherboard. Then the item which has been finalized by the user, if the item needs to be added to the shopping cart, have this add to cart option. User will click on this add to cart option. On the right hand side here, you can see the detail of the shopping cart. Currently the shopping cart contains only one line, which is a motherboard. Let's say the user wants to add one more motherboard. That motherboard, and say add to cart. Right. So now suppose that these were the only two motherboards which the user wanted to buy. Now the user would like to view the shopping cart and do the checkout. So the user will click the view cart and the checkout option. Then he can see the shopping cart contents. You can see the item name, quantity, the price, and the amount. And then he will click on the save button. Then he needs to enter the description of the requisition. Save. This is how user can add the search result to the shopping cart. Let's see how user can the checkout. User will go to the stores. Then in the stores, go to the shopping cart wherein he has already added the items which he intend to purchase. Say to cart and checkout. During the checkout process, the user needs to enter 3-4 different informations on checkout. So the checkout, process is in a wizard sort of a way, which comprises of 3 steps. The first step, he needs to give the basic requisition information like the delivery details, namely the need by date, the deliver to location, the name of the requester, right? And then the project related information. Say next. Then in the second page, the user needs to give the details of the approvers. Uh, so approval rule has already been configured in the iProc module. Then the user need not enter any information here. In this particular case, we can see that approval is not needed for the requisition. User can enter the justification for this purchase. This justification will be visible to the purchase department. There's some justification. Then note to the buyer. Then if at all we intend to do some sort of attachment to this ER, then have an add attachment option also. Next button will present us with a review screen wherein we will be able to see details of all the informations which we have entered in the prior screen. So if at all we are satisfied with this review, then we can click on the submit button to complete the checkout process. About the iProc module. We'll this in more detail when we start with the actual class of the iProc. This okay for now. Let us continue with the PPT. Now let us see the next advantage of this iProc module. So The next advantage is the web shopping interface ensures rapid deployment and adoption. Okay, so the benefit of this iProc module is this gives the employee a very familiar, intuitive web shopping interface. You know, so if any employee has done any sort of shopping online, then they will be very much familiar with the functionalities of a web-based shopping, and hence they will be able to use this application easily. Okay. Then Oracle iProc has provided powerful search features, and we also have the concept of these stores in Oracle iProc, which can be used to logically group all the items of similar type together. Okay, so these two functionalities will help the user to search for the precise product and service which they need to purchase. Okay, then the benefit of using this iProc is the order placement can be done from any web browser which supports EBS. Okay, and another benefit is since this iProc is based on a web architecture, hence no desktop software is needed to be installed in order to create any requisition in the PR, right? So the user can directly open up the iProc interface in the browser, and they can start punching in their order. So as a result of this fact, the employees can have immediate access to the iProc system. I mean, they need not depend on their sysadmin department to do any sort of desktop software installation and all, and they can, start using the iProc application immediately. Okay, so this fact ensures that, the iProc application is deployed rapidly to every employee. Then Oracle iProc has got a lot of inbuilt content control guides, which can be used to guide the user to the right choice. Okay, so you know, uh, this I using this iProc module, the purchase department can completely control the products or the services which can be viewed by the user. Okay, so uh, you know the security with respect to the product and the services can be provided based on different sort of criterias, like based on the organization, based on the responsibility, and there are a few other facts also. The organization is operating unit in this case. Okay, and then the access to the item can be further restricted by a concept called as content zone. Okay, so this content zone, this can be used to partition the contents based on the item category, browser category, supplier, and supplier site. Okay, then the iProc catalogs can be easily updated, by the suppliers, by buyer, or by the catalog administrator. Okay, and it is very easy to administer the catalog of this iProc. Okay, the updation can be done either via direct file upload, or we have been given a lot of online interfaces to do this upload. Okay, so because of all these things, the iProc uh, catalog can be you know, always have the real time information updated in them, right? And then if at all the catalogs are being taken care by the supplier, which is the supplier hosted catalogs, then the updation and management of the catalog can be done by the supplier also, right? Then we have another functionality in this iProc called as transparent punch out. Okay, so if at all we have integrated an external site with our iProc module, so this transparent punch out will ensure that the user, when the user navigates to that external site, he will never come to know that he has left the iProc interface. Okay, that is why this word transparent punch out. Okay, so the user will continue to do the shopping within the familiar iProc interface, even though he has already navigated out of the iProc and has navigated into the external site of the supplier. the next benefit of this iProc is, you know, we can really, upload a lot of information in the item catalog, information which will ensure that, minutest of attributes of the concerned items are, entered so that the user will be able to make informed decision. Okay. In this image, I don't know whether it is very clear to you or not. In this image, we can see that the user is trying to purchase pen. So he has selected the pen option. For every option which he has selected, he can see the details of the, functionalities of that pen, right? Details of the functionality, the name of the supplier, supplier item, price, and all, right? So since the catalog creation process is completely within our control, so we can add as many attributes as we want in order to make the catalog a very informative one, right? So the next benefit of this iProc module is that uh, in this using this module, the entire purchasing process, not the entire purchasing process, but a major part of the purchasing process is taken care by the requester, the end user. Okay. So as a result of this, the purchasing department time is saved a lot, because otherwise in a traditional purchasing department, the purchasing department persons are, always busy attending the status update call of the end users. So now in this iProc, what happens is, the requester can not only create the PR on their own, but they can do the receipt as well. Okay. And if at all, the requester has not done any receipt of an order, then there are a lot of proactive alerts also defined in the application, which will inform the requester that they need to receive some items. Okay. So because of all these facts, the procurement professionals, as a result of the fact that their time is saved because they need not attend to the end user, status update calls and all, they are now free to focus on other, value added tasks, like, as we discussed in the earlier slide, like taking care of strategic sourcing, developing supplier relation and all, right? This is another advantage of the iProc module. Then another benefit is approval and accounting enforcement ensures compliances. Okay. So, this iProc can be used to ensure that policy is enforced into every transaction which we may do in iProc, right from the time, of the creation of requisition to its receipt. Okay. Then, you know, as we discussed earlier, this iProc module has got inbuilt integration with the AME module, the approval management engine. Okay, so using which, we can ensure that uh, the requisitions may be approved based on multiple rules. Okay, then, you know in this iProc module, user can instantaneously see the status of the requisition in a graphical approval chain, right? Then if at all we want to do a budget versus actual, check in this iProc, then that can also be done, right? Then, as we saw in one of the earlier slide, the allocation of the travel expense can be done across multiple projects in a real-time environment. The next page can see how the end user can see the status of the requisition in a graphical approval chain. Over here, we can see the screenshot of the expected approval hierarchy for a requisition 18255. Okay, so we can see that this requisition needs to be approved by 5 different persons. The first person, Low Mavis, has submitted this document for approval, and the document has been approved by the second person, and it is still pending for approval from the next 3 person in this hierarchy. This iProc can be used to make purchase of non-catalog items also. Now, what are non-catalog items? Non-catalog items are those items which are not available within the uh, the inbuilt catalogs of the iProc module. Okay, so as they are not available within the inbuilt catalog, the user will not be able to search for them and add those items to the shopping cart. Okay, so in order to enable the user to enter the purchase requisition for such items, we have one functionality called as non-catalog request in this iProc module. So using this non-catalog request, user can even purchase those goods or those services which are not already available in the catalog. Okay, so in order to help the user to create the purchase requisition for non-catalog items, this Oracle iProc has given us a provision of smart forms. Okay, so these smart forms are actually fully configurable templates which can be used to default certain key informations like the price, the supply, the category, etc. Okay, so as a result of this auto population, the time of the user to enter the non-catalog request reduces a lot, right? And then we can also associate the smart form with a contract or an agreement. Okay, so what will happen if at all we associate a contract or an agreement with the smart form is all the automatically placed on the purchase order without the intervention of the buyer or the purchase department. Okay, so all these functionalities ensure that the non-catalog order flow is as efficient as the order flow for a catalog. Then the next benefit of iProc is supplier pricing and contract enforcement flow correct terms into every order. Okay, so this iProc ensures that the prices and the terms of the supplier agreement save money in every order. Okay, so uh, if at all we have done some sort of contract with our supplier, so this iProc module will ensure that we make the best use of that contract in order to do the maximum saving of money, right? Then the next benefit of this iProc module is all the process automations, which happen, they can save a lot of transaction cost. Okay, so we can see that this iProc module can slash the cost of thousands of procurement transactions by allowing the end users to do those sort of transactions on their own, which otherwise needs to be done by the purchase department. Okay, so then the catalog content management, it is done using a powerful online interface, and that catalog update is done in a real time. Okay, because of that, the uh, catalog information is always up to date when the user is trying to search for an item within the catalog. Okay, then all the support for the workflow is there in the PRs created within the iProc module. Okay, then iProc module supports printing, faxing, and emailing the order delivery, right? Then electronic transaction delivery can be done via EDI and XML also. Because of all these things, right from the requisition to the fulfillment flow, we can see that Oracle iProc really drives the transaction overhead down. Now let us quickly see some of the key features of iProc. We can see that with respect to the approval functionality, we have got a lot of functionalities in iProc, like can do approval using position hierarchy. We can have the concept of parallel approvals in which 2-3 persons needs to approve any PR. Okay, then can also generate FYI for your information notifications for the viewers, right? Then with respect to the web shopping interface, we have got powerful search engines. We have got the concept of smart forms for non-catalog requests. We have got another concept of information template, right? We have the next generation catalog engine in this iProc. Okay, so this can be that catalog engine can be used to do multiple catalog search, parametric search, advanced sorting and filtering, right? Multiple item comparisons. Then have complete catalog and content management, which we can map things like quotations, blanket purchase agreements, item master, etc. Then the iProc homepage is very user friendly. Then we can do user preference setting and user personalization, right? Then this iProc has got inbuilt integration with the Oracle application, third-party purchasing system. Then a lot of functionalities to streamline the order placement. Of functionality for requisition and PO change management, approval management, policy enforcements. With this, we are done with the iProc module also. Start with the last module of the day, AME. Anybody has any question? Let us quickly finish the last topic of the day, AME. AME stands for Oracle Approval Management Engine. Okay, so it is a highly extensible approval engine, which can help the organization to define, simple and effective business rules, which can be used to determine who must approve the transaction. Okay, so there are multiple modules of EBS which supports this AME. Like iProc is one of them. Then you have got iExpenses. You have got accounts payable, accounts receivable. Right. We will, in fact, at the end of this slide, we will see the list of modules, which support this AME module. Okay. So the rules, the approval rules which we create in the AME, that is held in a central repository. Okay. So because of the fact that the rule is held in a central repository, the rule might be shared between different business processes. Okay. So the the rule engine, which is there in the AME, the two cornerstones of this rule engine is the rules which can be defined using the rule engine has a lot of flexibility, and the performance of the rules defined using the rule engine is also very good. Let us see the advantages of the AME. So the biggest advantage of this AME is using this AME, the business analyst can define the approval rule on their own. Okay, so using this AME, uh, we need not write a single line of programming code to create simple or complex approval rule. Okay, so what this does is, the analyst himself will be able to, create the rules after understanding the requirement of the concerned company. Okay. Then the second benefit of this AME is a lot of application, within the Oracle e-business suite have got inbuilt integration with the AME. Okay, so all the transactions which happen within that module, they may be approved using the AME module. Then extensibility is the next functionality of this AME module. It can be used to easily define new approval types and their relevant action handlers. Then the engine, of this AME, the runtime engine, this is very efficient and scalable. And the best part of this runtime engine is it has got inbuilt integration with the database, the Oracle database. Okay, so even if the underlying data in the database changes as and when the transactions are being approved, then also we need not worry, because the approval list will always be correct and will be up to the date. No matter how far the transaction is, further in the approval cycle. Okay, so if at all, imagine a case wherein the transaction needs to be approved, by 7 positions within a position hierarchy. Okay, and then what happens is, as soon as the transaction is approved by the third position, the hierarchy changes, and 1/8 position is also added to that hierarchy. Okay, so the runtime will automatically, consider that eighth approval is also needed. Okay, so that is the benefit of this runtime engine. Then we have got an audit trail functionality in this AME module. So every transactions, which needs an approval, so that transaction will create a history log. Okay, so that history log may be, reviewed to track down the cause of any problems, which might have been caused because of incorrect setup or some other sort of failure happening. Then we have got an administrative dashboard which can be used to provide many functions which ensures smooth running of this AME. Okay, so this AME provides us with a lot of log files, which can be used to determine the reason of any error within the approval process. And this administrator dashboard is, easily configurable. Now let us wrap up the session by understanding the key features of AME. Okay, so in this AME, actually we have got two types of dashboard. One is administrative dashboard. So this administrative dashboard is, being used by the administrator to maintain the AME. Okay, and then we have got a business analyst dashboard. So this business analyst dashboard is actually the functional part of this AME. Okay, so this business analyst dashboard will be used by the business analyst, to define the approval rule using a non-technical language, right? Then we have got a test workbench in this AME. So, you know, if at all after creating any approval rule in the AME module, we intend to test that rule. Okay, so we can test that rule in the test workbench, right? And we need not create any new transaction to test the rule, right? Then, as we have already discussed, no coding, or actually little coding knowledge is required to do the approval creation within this approval management engine, right? Then this AME has got inbuilt integration with workflow directory services, and also few APIs, right? Then there are many approval patterns which are provided out of the box within this AME module. Then we have this business analyst dashboard, which can be to define the approval rule by the business analyst. Then we have got many flexible approval patterns within the AME, right? Then let us see the modules which are, which have got inbuilt integration with the AME. So those modules are, the SSHR module, the iRecruitment, internet expenses, iProcurement, and then going to the finance part, the accounts receivable, accounts payable, partner management, quoting, internal control manager, right? These are the 9 different modules which have got inbuilt integration with AME. These are actually some of the modules. Many other modules are also there. With this, done for the day. If anybody is having any doubt, they may ask it now. Anybody having any doubt?
Yeah, if you hi, this is Harideep. If you have issues with again the microphone, you can just type in your questions on the chat. So everybody who was on mute. So I believe we had Sharath here. Okay, so there's a question for you, sort of. Somebody is asking if we have access to the instance.
Yes, we will have an access to the instance. That access will remain with you throughout the duration of the training, and even a few days after the training.
Yeah, as of now, the plan is, like you will, whatever you learn on the training, you will be able to practice that. And even beyond the training, it's like, we will have at least like 30 days at this point. We are thinking, but if you need more, we can work that out. So yes, and this is not any third-party instance. This is our own Vision instance. So we actually got 2 of those. So we will use one for even the live training. So you will be able to view the setups, and you'll have access to try and practice everything. And we have our DBA support and everything. So we are not really relying on any third party. If we're not, for training we were using some other instance because some of the free instances that we have. But when we actually do the hands-on setups, when Saurabh will do that, and even when you will practice, it's going to be our own Vision instance. So Suresh, you still there? Sharath? Have you put them on mute, or? Sharath, can you hear me? Okay, I think they're having issues with the microphone. So, but anyways, we're gonna send an email out after this. We have this thing recorded, and yeah, you will be able to revisit this, and then just keep in mind that the entire training is going to be recorded, so you'll always have the opportunity to visit back if you want to refer to any particular area that you might have missed. So the idea is, you focus on the training, and you focus on the listening and understanding, then just writing your notes. So that way, this will help you. So everything, the entire training will be recorded. Okay, I think that's all. And I haven't seen any questions from anybody, unless sort of, have you received any questions from anybody besides the instant thing? Okay.
No.
Okay. So if nobody has any questions at this point, we will end, and we will send the recap. We will update once the video is posted, and we will go from there. Okay. So thanks, Saurabh. Thanks everybody for your time.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay. Bye.